is the final race of Season 4's Wednesday series. We are here at Sonoma, the sprint track variant, short lap, and not a lot of passing opportunities, so the reverse grid could be very, very interesting. But the chances to make mistakes are very high. The grip offline is very low. Let's get around to going through the grid here. On the grid, we have Mike Magasevich starting from pole ahead of Rick Martel. They had a fantastic battle over 9th place in race 1. Dean Reimers is starting from 3rd. Alex Hayes from 4th. 5th on the grid will be Jason Mons. 6th on the grid is Mike Mark. Jason Mons, by the way, my pick. He made a mistake that dropped him from 2nd all the way back, so he's, I think, a dangerous prospect. Wesley Stokes starts this race from 7th on the grid. 8th on the grid is Michael Schneider. 9th on the grid is Alessio DeBonis. And 10th on the grid is Martin Lauer. Let's get this underway. Magasevich, a pretty good starter from the pole. He is my bet to take the whole shot. Mark Labzul is absent. He retired during race 1. Magasevich gets off to a very aggressive chop on Martel, and he's going to lead into the first corner. Hayes, Martel, Reimers, Lauer's in the mix. I think that is Mike Mark as well. His car from distance looks very much like Alessio DeBonis. This makes it very difficult to tell sometimes. Looks like Wesley Stokes has got off to a poor start and has slipped to the back of the field. And, Dean Reimers and Alex Hayes taking each other out. Magus is leading from Martel, from Mike Mark. Martin Lauer is already up to 4th place. He is a dominant force here at Sonoma, and, getting up that from 10th to 4th in the first lap, that's pretty amazing. Jason Mons is up to 5th, Michael Schneider up to 6th, 7th is Alessio DeBonis, 8th is Wesley Stokes, 9th is Dean Reimers, and 10th is Alex Hayes after their collision. Martel is under pressure from Mike Mark. Can he get around him? Like I said, there is not a lot of passing opportunities here in Sonoma. The offline dustiness is a primary problem. Not a lot of grip. And Martel is trying to defend as Mike Mark goes down the inside. Martin Lauer gets spun around. Not sure who is responsible for that. And Mike Mark is through on Rick Martel. Martel is now defending against the champion, Jason Mons. Sealed the title up last round and is on his way to 2 titles. We'll be looking for a 3rd title in Season 5. Carl Raggio and Rick Martel, the prior champions of Zero in the Wednesday series. Magasevich holding up Martel, holding up Mons. DeBonis is up to 5th, 6th for Schneider, 7th for Stokes, 8th for Lauer, 9th for Reimers, 10th for Alex Hayes. And while we were running through the grid, it was a move from Mike Mark to take the lead, heading downhill. Let's see how this happened. Did Magasevich make a mistake, or is this just that pace difference? Magasevich gets a little too much curb. He did make a mistake, and that opened the door for Mike Mark to go down the inside and take the lead. Martel now has to deal with, he's gone wide heading into the 3rd sector. Mons is through. DeBonis trying to follow him through. Wesley Stokes in the background muscling his way up past Michael Schneider into 6th place, so he's on a bit of a charge right now. Martel is now holding up these 3 faster cars, the 3 men who were near the front priorly. DeBonis was 2nd in the race, Schneider was on the podium, Stokes was 4th. Martel going wide and off the track. That's going to drop him behind Martin Lauer and into 8th position as Alex Hayes looks like he experienced a connection drop and he is out of the race in the BMW. Magasevich is still holding on against Jason Mons, the championship leader, wants that 2nd place. We said he was a little out of position in race 1. Wants to make this a Zagato Piston 1-2. Zagato Piston was limited to a 5th and a 6th in race 1. Bit of a downward slope in their current form. DeBonis is in 4th place. 5th place is Stokes. 6th place is Schneider. Everyone else has been kind of relegated to supporting roles so far. Magasevich again getting a little too much of the curb. Can he hang on? Mons is to the inside, but he's going to come across him and retain the position. Well, Alessio DeBonis is all the way back in. Wesley Stokes is in there. Michael Schneider is in there. The Magasevich train is in full effect. Jarno truly would be proud of this performance. Jason Mons gets a little out of shape, and it buys the Canadian some time to preserve 2nd place 4. Now Michael Schneider is overtaking 2 cars and is looking to overtake a 3rd car. He has! Michael Schneider moving from 6th to 3rd. An amazing drive so far from the MMS McLaren 650S. Mons is looking down the inside again, though, but nothing is going so far. So Schneider is up to 3rd. Mons down to 4th. The bonus down to 5th. 6th for Stokes. And Martin Lauer has joined in on the parade in 7th place. He has been absolutely the fastest man, no doubt about it. But can he make his way through traffic? Wesley Stokes looking to make a move on Alessio DeBonis as he got a little bit wide there in turn 2. But now it's Stokes who's a little bit wide and has given it a bit of a run to Martin Lauer, but he's going to get the inside on the way up the hill. He's going to hang on for now to that 6th place position. 8th is Martel, 9th is Reimers, 10th was Alex Hayes. Of course, he retired. Mike Mark is absolutely loving this. He is way ahead now. Schneider is now back up on the back of Magasevich after his problems. Magasevich losing control of the car and going across the desert. He's going to lose all those positions and drop back to 7th place. Terrible move from the Canadian driver. And the battle for 2nd place continuing. Martin Lauer dicing around with Wesley Stokes. Alessio DeBonis looks like he's had a connection problem. He's back in there. He's still okay. Stokes has got the inside line of the hairpin, and it's physical. Lauer diving deep to the inside and hits Alessio DeBonis. That was a bit out of character for Martin Lauer, who's historically such a cool, smooth customer. He has taken himself and DeBonis out of the running for now. Mike Mark leading from Michael Schneider. Jason Mons is 3rd. 4th place for Wesley Stokes. Mike Magasevich suddenly is back up into 5th, and he's battling with Dean Reimers, who's gotten around Rick Martel for 6th place. These guys are suddenly relevant once again because of some of the carnage around them. DeBonis is rejoined ahead of Lauer in 8th place. Can Magasevich hang on and turn his pole position here in race 2 into a top 5 position, which would be the best he's ever finished at Sonoma? Just grabbing a quick beverage there. And we're still in action here. 5th place is the battleground. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Very close together. Martin Lauer's at the back. Mike Mark is way out ahead. Michael Schneider is starting to put the boots to Jason Mons, and Wesley Stokes is fading back as well in 4th place. So not really much of a battle in the top 4. But this battle for 5th, this could go a couple of laps. We're on lap 6 of 13. Approaching the halfway mark of the final race of the season for the Wednesday series. And it's 3 wide heading into the corner. Martel got Reimers at least for a bit there. He's hanging on. DeBonis goes around the outside of Reimers into 7th position. And now he's looking to get around Martel. Takes the inside road, gets a little bit dusty, gets a little dirty. That's not going to help his left side tires. But can he make the move? And he dives down the inside. He's got it. He's got it. Up into 6th place goes Alessio DeBonis. That's 2 positions in 1 lap. Magasevich is next on his list of victims. The pole sitter is in 5th. Having a pretty solid day, actually. And it continues on. Still leading the way is Mike Mark. Absolutely, not that far ahead, actually. I'd say Michael Schneider's actually catching him, as is Jason Mons. Will they have enough time? Wesley Stokes is just drifting off the back end, though. And the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th continues. Reimers and Martel have dropped a little bit off of this now. It's more of a 2-man fight between DeBonis and Magasevich for 8th place. Can Alessio, who is a very smooth driver, this track really suits his precise driving style, can he get around the Canadian, who's in the past been very difficult to overtake? And we said it before, this track does not offer a ton in the way of offline overtaking opportunities. It is very dusty offline. Bit of a connection problem there again for DeBonis with the camera. DeBonis looking to go around the outside into the hairpin. I don't think there's really much on. Unless Magasevich broke too late. He may have. Switchback is on the way. DeBonis, did he get through? Is he through? Oh, it's still close. They're side by side at the line. Martel and Reimers are catching up in the meantime. Contact between the Italian and the Canadian. DeBonis has got 5th place. I would say that contact will probably go unnoticed by the stewards. Alessio on a fantastic recovery run after his collision with Martin Lauer, which Martin Lauer will probably be dragged in front of the stewards for as well. Rick Martel getting a little bit wide, and that's going to lose him 7th place to Dean Reimers. The Aussie is through. Meanwhile, at the front, Mike Mark, we thought he was going to run away with this. He got quite a lead, but now Michael Schneider in that McLaren 650S is showing to be really quick. 2nd in race 1. A car that really suits this track, and he's going for it against the Z4, the aging Z4 of Mike Mark. In the background in 3rd place is Mons. Stokes is still hanging around, but I just don't think he really has the pace to rival for a podium in this one. We are now on lap 9 of 13. The battles are on. And Rick Martel has dropped very far back in 8th place. But the battle for the lead, we thought we really in race 1, we didn't have a fight for the lead. And we didn't really think we were going to get one here because I thought Mike Mark had gotten around. Just as I'm saying this, I may have jinxed it. Michael Schneider is off in the barriers. It is now a Zagato Piston 1-2. Jason Mons, the champion, following his teammate Mike Mark. Wesley Stokes up onto a podium. We said he wasn't even really going to contend for a podium, I didn't think. But Michael Schneider having all kinds of problems in the MMS car. He's going to lose 4th place to DeBonis. Magasevich is now fighting hard with Reimers over 6th place. This is not over between the two Golden Bolt drivers who have been teammates. Kind of the worst kind of teammates possible. Always occupying very similar parts of the tarmac and threatening to hit each other. Magasevich does not want to let Reimers through. Ironically, both of these men will be hoisting the Academy Cup at the end of the season. Magasevich has won the Wednesday one, and Reimers has taken the Saturday Academy Cup. Probably the best examples of the learning facilities here at Zero Racing to produce better and better drivers. Martin Lauer has just not been on his game this race. He's been cruising around in 9th place after, looking dangerous early on and then collecting DeBonis, and since then he's been really not on the pace. Lap 10 of 13. Mike Mark is still in the lead. 2nd place is teammate Jason Mons. 3rd is Wesley Stokes. 4th is Alessio DeBonis. 5th, Michael Schneider. 6th, Mike Magasevich. 7th is his teammate Dean Reimers. 8th is Rick Martel. 9th is Martin Lauer. We have lost Alex Hayes in the chaos of this race. Oh, Reimers has gotten past Magasevich for that 6th place position. The Golden Bolt pit wall can breathe a sigh of relief a little bit as their cars have a little separation. And I say this, and Reimers gets out on the dirty stuff and opens the door again for the Canadian here on lap 11. Pressure is on. No real heated battles at the moment, but this race has had more than its fair share of action for a track that, you know, kind of has the rap of not really producing a lot of good battles. It is still Mark leading from Mons and Stokes. DeBonis in fourth, fifth for Michael Schneider, sixth for Reimers, seventh for Magasevich, eighth for Martel, ninth for Lauer. So Academy-wise, Michael Schneider is the top man, followed by Reimers and Magasevich. We're down to just 3 Academy drivers in this race with the loss of Alex Hayes. Mike Mark begins the last lap. He has led most of them, but has not had the comfort that Martin Lauer did in race 1, that is for sure. Magasevich has picked up 6th place once again. What has happened to Dean Reimers, who's quite a bit behind him? One would think that the Aussie has made a mistake over the course of the lap. Yeah, it looks like he just carried a little bit too much and smashed into the wall. Actually, very similar to Jason Mons' accident in race 1. And that has opened up the door to Rick Martel, but I don't think the speed gap is going to make up that ground. And of course, race 1 winner Martin Lauer just not showing the panache here in race 2. Like Mark looks like he should be able to hold it down for the remainder of the race. He's got 1 lap to go to take the final race of the season. Jason Mons, Wesley Stokes. Stokes is bearing ever closer. The Shashma car has probably got the best pace of the 3 right now. But does he have enough time to make up the ground? We've only got a couple of turns left. In fact, we are heading towards the last turn. This last turn hairpin, which is the best overtaking spot on the track. Mark does go a little bit deep, but he's going to hang on to it. It's going to be Mike Mark from Jason Mons and Wesley Stokes here at the final race of the season. Mike Mark gets to celebrate being the final winner in the Wednesday series. 4th place is going to go to Alessio DeBonis. 5th place to Michael Schneider. Disappointing. He, I think, had a chance for one. I think he honestly had a car that could win this race, but he made a key mistake at a bad time. Wound up dropping from 2nd to 5th. 6th place is going to go to Mike Magasevich, who, you know, I don't want to say it was a mistake-free race, because it certainly wasn't, but he made less mistakes than those around him. Reimers in 7th. 8th is going to be Rick Martel. 9th, not that it's going to overly matter, because he's last is Martin Lauer, could be dragged in front of the stewards for his accident with Alessio DeBonis on lap 1. That is the Wednesday series. It is done. We're heading on to season 5. Couple of thoughts. We've got 2 new tracks coming on. We got Road America Sepang. We are losing Norris Ring. There will possibly be 2 tracks that get new layouts, that being the Race Room as well as Sonoma, this track right here. And we got some new rules coming in. We got some new settings coming in. And honestly, it'll be all up on the website tomorrow. Check it out then. And until then, enjoy this. I'll be finishing up the Saturday replays tomorrow. And the season starts this Wednesday. at the Malaysian Kuala Lumpur Circuit Sepang. Don't miss out on that. Until next season, well, until we finish off the Saturday races, enjoy everything. And if you're interested in joining us for Season 5, please do. There's a Discord link in the description. And you can also contact. Enjoy, everybody.